Our family uncle crushed one of the kids at air hockey, made the kid cry, and posted about it on Reddit. I'm the uncle. Today in town Reddit stories. What was your Thanksgiving drama this year? My 21-year-old sister will graduate from college in less than a month. My brother congratulated her on being the first person in our family to graduate college without getting pregnant. Turns out that's not true. She started sobbing and got in her car and drove away. Whoops. Reply. I have a history of saying shit to someone at exactly the wrong moment in that person's life. I can relate. This is hilarious in a I'm going to hell for laughing kinda way. My mom, who I've been no contact with for most of my life, said she wanted to reconcile and please come to Thanksgiving so she could see her grandson. She wasn't there when we arrived, and told my sister that she didn't want to have dinner with us. Literally nobody cared, and we had a great Thanksgiving without her. Honestly dodged a bullet. Reply. Come visit, I want to see you. I don't want to see you. This bitch Lamau. It sounds so ridiculous, but I think that situations like this are sometimes about control. If op instigated no contact and took that control away from the parent, this might be their way of reasserting their dominance? Kind of like you don't want to see me? Ha, I don't want to see you. Narcissists are assholes. The gravy was a war crime. The plastic cooking utensil melted into it. I was the first to find out. Reply. Macroplastics. I wonder where that spoon went, whatever. I thought you'd be exaggerating, but that gravy indeed sounds like a war crime. My Thanksgiving dinner was me, my parents, and my younger sister. Just the four of us at my parents' home. Mom got a text message from my aunt, Mom's sister, about how Grandma, Mom's mom, was bad-mouthing the food she made and talking about how her boys, Mom and Aunt's brothers, can't be expected to eat this stuff. Mom texted Aunt back with tell her that guests don't get to complain about free food, they just get to choose if they want to eat or not. Apparently Aunt took this advice, because about 20 minutes later Mom got several texts and voicemails, she didn't answer her phone, about how Aunt kicked people out early and how Mom ruined Thanksgiving by telling Aunt to say that. This is why we stopped going to family Thanksgivings BTW. Reply. Mom's the hero there. And great job Aunt for sticking up for herself and kicking them out. Damn. I guess beggars really can be choosers. Either that or the ingrates just never got the memo. We didn't even have Thanksgiving because we couldn't get the in-laws to commit to a day or a time for them to come eat the meal that we would be preparing because my Bill just got his first big boy job and didn't know his hours. He's 40 years old. They finally settled on coming over Sunday night to best accommodate him. We canceled Thanksgiving and said they could come by on Saturday if they wanted to, but we have to be up for work on Monday. We're not hosting Sunday night. We had stir fry for dinner. Father-in-law got drunk, took his shirt off and then arm wrestled my son, lost. Then tried to tackle his daughter, my wife, also lost. Everyone is worried Grandma has dementia, but for some reason she made a pie. Everyone ate it and pretended it was pie. Not sure what to call it, it was in a pie pan, there was no crust. It had apples. Reply. Deconstructed apple pie. There we go. Grandma doesn't have dementia, she's just a hipster. Maybe? If I had to guess, she just mixed all the ingredients for the crust and the filling and then may or may not have baked it. Had to call a tow truck on some teenager, friend of front neighbor's kid, because he wouldn't move his car that was blocking my mom's driveway. She told him to move it since she needed to get something for dinner. He answered that he shouldn't had to move it because it's a public street. I go get the stuff and then get home, I again tell him to move it because I want to park up the driveway. Shouts at me that I can find parking up the street. Now he has no car for Thanksgiving and cop gave him a ticket. Reply. What an asshole and a dipshit. Anyone with half a brain and a driver's license could tell you you can't block a driveway. Sorry, best we can do is no brain and half a driver's license. A 22-year-old woman showed up at my house crying because she was lost and asked me if I could help her find her boyfriend's house. I was just about to put my streaks on the grill. My wife and I had a couple drinks at this point, so I offered to walk her to her boyfriend's house. She knew that he lived near the jail and that was only about a 15 minutes walk from my house. While we were walking, she said that her phone and food stamp debit card got stolen recently, so she couldn't call her boyfriend. We ended up walking the area I thought he would love in based upon her very incomplete description of where her lived. She said that some of the sites looked familiar but she wasn't sure if we were in the right area. At one point we found a cop and she asked him for help but he said that he was busy responding to a call. At one point we found a cop and she asked him for help but he said that he was busy responding to a call. After walking a good chunk of my small hometown, we found his house, a 2-mile or so walk that ended up being just a few blocks from my house. It was a nice walk, my dog enjoyed it and I got to help someone. She is my daughter's age and I didn't want anything bad to happen to her. Reply: NGL I was waiting for, and that's when I got jumped, glad to be wrong. I was at a house party once, smoking on the front step with a few people, and a random girl showed up bawling, obviously having a rough night. Someone went to console her and she just said she didn't want to be around her boyfriend right now and asked if she could stay. She was clearly pretty drunk, but whatever, so were we. The guy took her inside. I walk inside 30 minutes later and she is absolutely screaming gibberish at that dude, with her pants around her ankles, pissing on a kitchen mat in the middle of the room. Someone said they're calling the cops and she ran out the back door. Never saw her again. We found out grandma gets competitive as hell in beer pong. Reply: semi-related, but my husband made espresso martinis for my family last Christmas, and after a couple grandma fell over trying to return a shot in a game of table tennis. Might have to go half strength on the cocktails this year. She's nearly 80. Grandma's earned the right to the high octane stuff, don't you dare deny her a good time. My dad said this was the best Thanksgiving dinner he's ever had. I cooked. My dad and stepmom were ragging on me, which is pretty normal. I came to their house for Thanksgiving and my brother showed up. My brother and I haven't seen each other in about 4 years. Anyway, so they're going on about me and my brother is getting visibly uncomfortable. They've been like this to me my whole life and I think my brother had that realization very suddenly, same as I did when my girlfriend pointed it out. It was good to see someone get upset about the things they say to me. It makes me realize I'm not crazy. Reply: this sounds exactly like my husband, except he's an only child. It took me to be uncomfortable and angry for solidarity to come. They're cut out of our lives now. Family should be a safe place, or it isn't family, mho. My in-laws have a place at a lake an hour or so from our house. Every time we go my sil takes the bedroom with a full bed and toddler bed for herself and her one child, who sleeps with her. Her other 2 children sleep with my in-laws. My husband and our 3 children are left trying to figure out where to sleep, usually on an air mattress on the living room floor. Well, we came early and took the room. She is livid, stomping around and slamming doors. Has been for 4 hours. Update: thank you to everyone who responded. Sil eventually went to bed around midnight, after saying for hours that she was going to go to a hotel instead of sleep in the other bedroom with a twin mattress. Mill told her this morning she better knock it off, and the day has been relatively normal. I basically talked with her like nothing was wrong. Tried the whole kill em with kindness approach, seemed to work. Was actually a really good day, best holiday we have had. Played board games and laughed, strange considering how it started. In-laws are visiting from out of town. Except father-in-law decided to leave yesterday and go home before Thanksgiving and did not come back. He told my wife and I, just not his wife. Mother-in-law is still here. FYI, this is normal for him. This was my first Thanksgiving without my mom, so I volunteered to work. One of my coworkers was telling me about how her extended stay messed up her room key and weren't on property to fix it, so she was going to sleep in her car till tomorrow. It is cold tonight. I gave her money for a hotel tonight as a peef in honor of my mom. My mom was cheap and a terrible tipper who would never have given money to a stranger, so yeah, my mom inspired generosity and death. Reply: hope you're doing okay. Answer: I'm okay. It's hard because I remember last year, sitting at the table talking. She died suddenly with no will 3 months ago, so it's been a struggle. My uncle invited me to dinner but I just couldn't. Work pays double for holidays, so it made sense. I'm glad I had the money with me and that she is safe tonight. There's a strong possibility that my stepmother sabotaged my stepsister's cooking. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.